Hello world, this is Nick Jackson. Welcome to your One Word Wednesday. I'm so excited to have you here. Today we're talking about truthfulness, and this one has been racking my brain all day. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to join our team and if you want to get involved in speaking love to your community and you want to get involved in how we do it and with us as we do it, please do. At the end of this, there's going to be an opportunity for you to join our team. We'd love to have you. Thanks for being here. Back to the show. Hello world, this is Nick Jackson. Welcome to One Word Wednesday. I am so excited to be here with like a mom, an entrepreneur, and just an all-around cool person. Please introduce yourself to the world.
Hi, my name is Maria Tangi. I am a mom. I am an empty nester, I like to say. Early onset empty nester here. It's fun because I was a young mom, so I get to have some really cool experiences as my daughter is growing up and being able to do things with her. So that's cool. I'm an entrepreneur. I am working on a bunch of different projects to help people in purging their stuff, like their stuff and their like emotional stuff. So that is me. That's my journey right now, and I'm here with you, Nick. Let's do it.
Yeah, I love that. Ooh, purging. All right, so there's a lot of stuff I need to purge. So I'm glad that I'm here with you. You know, I'm gonna call you Coach Tangi in this situation, right?
I'm your cleaning coach.
The cleaning coach, yes. So as the coach in this situation, right? My question to you is, this week we are talking about truthfulness.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear the word truthfulness, what comes to your mind?
Well, I'm gonna go back to like, just because we were talking about purging and truthfulness in that, there are so many times where we have something and we don't know why, and we have to look at like the truth of why we still have this thing. What is it doing for us or against us? Is something in your way? Are you always bumping into it? Like, what is the truth about the stuff around you? Like, because I'm really on that path right now with stuff and trying to help people with that. So that's a focus of mine right now, just in that aspect. But there are so many things about truthfulness that I can talk about. I don't even know where to go.
It's so crazy, right? So when you just talked about stuff, so I'm in the Love Lab. So this is our studio for
Right.
Speak Love. Now,
Right.
on the other side of the camera, which I ain't showing nobody, right? I got a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
A lot of stuff I haven't touched for years, but I believe that I'm going to like need it, right? Now, I don't know if that's a truth or a lie, right? But I don't
Right.
want to be in a situation, right? Like when you're big and you go on a diet and you don't want to get rid of your chubby clothes because you're worried that you might need them chubby clothes at another time. You feel what I'm saying? But like you need skinny clothes, but you don't have room to put skinny clothes in your drawer because it is full. Right.
And full of stuff that you think you're using now, and you're trying to figure out where to put all the stuff you've maybe used later.
Right. Maybe. But you don't want to be in a situation where you need it.
Right.
And it's not there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But do you feel like, so this is, I don't know if this will go on the line of truthfulness, but here's how I would look at it for me, right? I'm going to look at this, I have this thing that I'm supposed to want because I said I'm going. Oh, sorry, I have cards in the background.
No worries.
Okay. I need to. Okay, so we're talking about clothes, right? Skinny clothes, yeah. and your regular clothes, and maybe even a fat clothes, just in case you have one of those bloated days, right? So you maybe need one of the fat clothes for your bloated day. And how many? The truth is you're not currently skinny. You're not going to fit in those clothes. Why do you hold on to what you think you're going to be instead of what you actually are? Right. So I did keep 2 pairs of shorts on my skinny clothes, and I kept 2 pairs of tops, like, really cute tops that I'm like, if I get there, but that's a reasonable thing. 2 things, not 300 from the whole wardrobe I had before I gained 50 pounds, like Well, this is actually whatever. It's fine, it's fine.
And the thing that I love about it is like in real time when we're talking about truthfulness, it's subjective to
Right.
what the situation is. And this is the issue that I have. I hold on to things, and I hold on to them in a multitude of different ways. One of them is my personal truth. Sometimes I don't share honesty with people in fear that they can't handle it, right?
Right.
And so I don't want to hurt someone. And so sometimes I come off distruthful, untruthful, right? Have you ever run into this? And how do you deal in this situation?
um, no, I don't. Because I tell people the truth. Like
Mm,
I sometimes people look at me and say I'm a little too honest. And I know that I might hurt people's feelings, but I want somebody to be truthful to me. That has been a key note in my life. And it is a trauma response, sort of, because my mom was abusive about lying, right? And so I remember clearly the first time I lied and how much trouble I got into, and I was not going to ever lie again. So I always wanted the truth, right? I always wanted to speak the truth. I didn't always, obviously, I'm a human, but I wanted to, right? Like I wanted to be a police officer when I was a kid because I wanted to fight for truth. I wanted to, there was all these things I wanted to do to be the fighter of truth. And so lying, anytime people would lie to me, it was like, oh, that's the worst thing you could ever do. If you would have just said, hey, I did this thing, or I'm going to do this thing, and I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to do it anyway. Is that okay? I'd be like, cool. Thank you for telling me that I'm not gonna like it, but just go do it and tell me, or do it and you like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me. It hurts, right? It hurts to know the truth about something, but I'm going to get over it. I'm
mm,
absolutely going to get over it, right? I'm not going to get over you not telling me the truth, the
right.
absolute truth,
Mm,
and it just, I'm not going to. You
yeah.
never. I've already discovered that. I will try to like look at somebody who lied, except for my daughter, because she's my kid and like I'll always love her forever. And so she can lie to me a few times. I will, although that's a whole nother story, Nick Jackson.
Right,
Let me
right,
tell you
right.
why. Because when my daughter lied to me, it took like months for
Whoa.
me to be able to talk to her with like not wanting to
Right.
because the lying, like, oh, it was the worst thing.
Mm,
If she would have just been truthful, and whatever, it's fine.
yeah.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. I
Hold
lost
on, I got to stop you right there.
you.
When it
Okay.
when it when it comes to lying, I totally agree. Right? Like if somebody says, is this wall white, and you're like, nah, this wall is green. That's a lie. I know the color of the wall. But when it comes to dealing with people, especially in their trauma, a lot of times they really don't want to hear the truth. Matter of fact, they want to get to a place, right, where they
Yeah.
trust you enough to tell them the truth. But when a lot of times they just want to vent on the symptoms, right? And they get frustrated with me because I could placate the symptoms for a little while, but then
Right.
after a while, I can no longer placate. I gotta be truthful, and I'm not doing it necessarily to hurt you, right? But
Right.
I also don't want to do it in a way that's loud or angry or cantankerous. I don't want to do that.
Emotional. You don't want to
Right.
put your emotions into your truth, other than
Oh,
grace and
yes.
kindness.
Mm,
Like if you're being graceful to that person and kind to them about your truthfulness, then they're going to take it in a way that even being kind, somebody, they might still take it not in a great way.
it's so funny. So I was just in a conversation. It was super deep conversation, and we were talking about, is it a lie if you run into a person and you point out their positive parts and not their negative parts? So you could look at someone and say, "Wow, I love your shoes," right? Or you could
Right.
look at someone like I look at kids and I say, "Hello, sir. How are you today?" Right
Right.
now, that young child is not in a place of actually being old enough to be recognized as being a sir, right? But you
Right.
see see this manhood in this child. You
Right.
see this potential, right? And you're pointing that out. And what he was saying is, now the kid could be a knucklehead doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. And you are not acknowledging that. You're giving a piece of the truth, right? And not the whole thing. My question to you is, when you're in this situation and you're pointing out the good in someone, and you're not necessarily going directly to the whole truth to build trust, is that lying?
No, it's still a truth, right? Just just because your truth of a good thing or a bad thing, and not your acknowledgement of the other opposite, it's not a lie. It's definitely a truth. It's just one truth. There's many truths. Do you hear the noise? Sorry.
Yeah, I do, but it's okay.
It's
No,
my
it's totally
dog. It's my dog drinking water.
Oh, and he may be loving that water. It's his truth.
It's
That's
his
where he
truth.
is right now.
Right.
Yeah. That's actually a thank you to you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for this water.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, so truth, man. I think, there's this thing going on this thing about manifestation, right? And speaking what you want to be, what you are, right? As if it is what you want, right? There's this thing I want, so I'm going to talk to myself as if I am that thing, right? That place. And in the aspect of truthfulness, looking at it and going, this is my truth. I feel like I am this person that I think I'm going to be. I feel them now, right? I am sitting in the truth of this person that everybody else sees as they will see me when I'm over there, but I see me while I'm here in my truth. There, you'll see me later when I reach that place that you need to see my truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, Nick, you're this person, and people might not see the truth in you until you get to this other place, right?
Right.
You're like, you all don't see me. I'm there, but I'm here where you see me. Like, it's okay. I'll let you talk.
No. That's so good, because sometimes I don't see that, right? I mean, I
Right.
see it, but I'm more focused on, like, I'm looking at Maria, right? And I'm seeing these gifts, right? I'm seeing this awesomeness, right? And what you didn't say is, you're also an amazing bartender, you're an amazing server. Like, you've gone through, like, all of these things. You have a level of toughness about you. You love tough. Like you have done.
Tough.
You are tough. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you don't need to me. I don't know where you were when you didn't feel tough. And if you were to start hearing someone say you're tough when you don't feel tough and you don't think you look tough, are they lying?
No. You are, like, if somebody's seeing that in you, that's their truth about you. Right? So you can tell me any things you want. You can tell me the good thing or the bad thing about me. That's your truth about me. I can't change your mind about that. I won't. It's none of my business to make me change your mind about your truth about me. Right? So you can tell me anything you want. That's all the people, and this is a really big thing in the trauma for me, is like all the things that people said to me. My mom was verbally, mentally, physically abusive. So hearing her words and her telling me the negative things, I had to go, okay, that's your truth about me.
Right.
That's not my truth about me. Right? Okay, you can believe what you want, Mom. You can call me that thing, but that's not me. That's you. I'm not that person. You want me to be that person. I'm just not that person.
And the thing that's so crazy, right? Because I mean, I definitely had an issue with my mom too. I love my mom's. Moms, if you out there, I love you. Now, I want you to know, my mom was very hard on me verbally, right?
Right.
I did not recognize that it was the way I operate reminded her of things about herself she did not like about herself. So when she would come down hard on me, I could see it when I was a kid, but I didn't recognize it until I was adult, that she was trying to change herself by changing it in me. Now,
Right.
does that mean that what she was saying is not true? No. It was her truth. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, and every time I reach another echelon, I stop and I tell my mom, like, this is my win is your win. Like, your gifts are my gifts. And those things that you see as detestable are actually very attractive to a lot of people. But
Right.
we have to, we get to lose, we get to change our truth. Ooh,
Mhm.
that's the next question. Is it possible, right?
Yes.
To
You can,
change
I
the
already
truth?
know.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes. The truth changes. The truth absolutely. No, the truth changes. My truth yesterday about what I was going to do with my day changed, right? I was absolute that this was my day today. I ended up doing another thing, right? I woke up, forgot I had somebody else's car. And I was like, oh, well, the truth of what I thought was my day is now not, because don't even have my car. I have somebody else's car. Right. So like, I woke up thinking in my truth that I have my own vehicle in my garage or in my driveway. No, that was the truth I thought until I looked outside. I was like, oh, look, that's now my truth. Is now that I actually have a truck today. Okay. So it changed, right? I woke
Yeah.
up with a car in my driveway, looked out and I was like, oh, it's a truck. So
this is the one thing, and I love the fact that we're talking about the truth can change, because I see sometimes, especially when I'm dealing with people in trauma, and they believe that the situation that they're in is their entire truth. You know,
yes,
the situation
yes.
that they're in, this particular moment is my entire truth. And then things start to happen. I see addictions really get deep. I see attack on other people physically, and attack on people's selves, their physical harm,
Right.
internal and external. I also see, and this is a horrible thing, like, people start to give up.
Yes.
So my question is, if my truth is in a wrong thinking, not that my truth is wrong, right, but I'm seeing the situation as the entirety of the whole thing, right, of my life. The situation is my life, instead of my life has multiple situations. Now, if I am in this particular phylum, right, and I'm stuck, right, as a friend or as the person that's there, what do you do?
Okay, so for whatever reason, I feel like I'm being led to say it this way, but imagine an apple with like a hole in it from a worm. It's still a viable apple, it just has a hole. The worm's gone. And you're stuck in the hole, literally in the hole. And trying to get out is not going to be possible. We're just going to have to dig it out and give you this. You become the new apple, the whole fresh apple with the hole dug out. So as a friend, being kind, being gentle, telling them things about, even if it's something they're doing wrong, trying to find the kindest, nicest ways to say it, and looking for the right moment, in the sense of you, if you know that something's on your heart and you want to tell somebody, being able to say, when the time is present and it will come to me, I will know what to say. And I will just say it. And we miss a lot of moments of being able to be truthful when somebody else's spirit is open enough for us to dig in. And I say that digging in, especially if you're using a knife, there's serrated parts and like not serrated parts. So you're not every time not going to hit a cut, right? It's not going to cut it. It's going to leave a hole unless you push harder, and then a little bit more and you push harder, right? So you're not necessarily giving them a whole big chunk of information. You're like, I love you. This is a little thing you might want to look at. Or, it's really hard, I think, if you're not specific, because my brain doesn't think so big about this, but that's how I feel. Like, you're just kind of digging out your friend, get your other friend, bring their knife, dig out the hole, take you out of that situation, or to help you take yourself out of that situation.
And the one thing I love about what you just said is the apple with a hole in it is still an apple.
Right.
And a lot of times we see ourselves as being a rotted individual because there was something that happened. I'll never forget. I was at a middle school, and a girl asked me if I've been molested by my stepfather, right? And I've been raped, right? Can I still be a virgin? Like, people are talking about me, and they're saying names about me, right? And I feel like I get shit. Now I'm a middle-aged man, right? And so I'm sitting here talking to this 12-year-old Caucasian female, right? Away from her friends, away from her teachers. And she waited for this moment when everybody started walking to class for her to come and ask me this super intimate question. And like, I had what you were talking about, that opportunity to build into her, right? Now, if I were to just shout this out across the street without the opportunity presenting itself, right, it would be disrespectful and seen as weird. But since the opportunity was there, you feel what I'm saying? I like talking to you, right?
I'm right there, 1,000%, 1,000%. I know exactly what you're saying. Yes.
Because the opportunity presented itself, and I was also transparent with my stuff, right? Yes.
Fluid. It just is like two cogs. You're like, here's the information you need, and there you go.
Yes, but you have to wait until they're ready,
and you have to not talk. You know, one of the hardest. You know what I'm about to say.
Come on.
The me monster. I have a friend who's making a T-shirt with a monster with the thing saying me and him going me, or it says. He's gonna make a whole thing. It's gonna be so fun. The me monster. I heard this in I can't name who said it. Some they'll know themselves if they're the ones who created this thing. But the me monster. If somebody's coming at you and they're wanting to ask you a question and you're so worried about what you're gonna say to them, you're not in flow with them. No. You are absolutely not in flow to be honest and truthful to them, right? Because you're like, I'm telling you my story next. Okay, what about me? Because I was like traumatized and I told you and you didn't do anything because you told me your story.
Yes.
So you know what?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off right there. Yeah, but I just got excited.
Yeah, get it.
The one thing that I love the most is when people could be there with me and we could just be there. You know what I mean? And some people say that's listening. Some people say that's just being present. And then every once in a while, when I'm in that situation, so let's say you, Maria, came to me and said something, right? Like that was traumatic in your life, right?
Right.
There would be an opportunity at some point, right, for me to submit to the moment.
Right.
And the things that come up, right, allow them to flow, not just necessarily out of my mouth, but also my physical being. Like
your energy.
Yes. If it's time to hug, right? Because some people they're like this. I don't know why you're trying to touch me. I've been there. You know what I mean? But then when the time is right, you'll know. And when you allow me to come into a hug and I'm willing to receive it, that's going to be the best hug in the world.
Yes, especially the hug where it solidifies the place where you were vulnerable with the trust that you had with somebody by being vulnerable, and then them embracing you and saying, I'm holding you in your vulnerability. Like, I'm going to hold you with that. You can let go now. I've got this. Right. Because this is a common thing I tell people, but I'm all about taking a little piece of your trauma and you know, like a little piece of all of the stuff you've got to other people is better than holding on to it all by yourself.
Right. How does Maria Tangi find her truth?
Okay. All right. So I actually think I have an answer for you for this one because I try to observe myself as a non-biased observer. I know that is like, I hear people say nobody does that. I do. I look at myself. I look at all of the things around me, the people around me, and I try to take moments in my life, whether it's a day, a week, month, whenever, and be the observer of what I've done or what I've been doing or what's happening around me, and try to and look at it from everybody's point of view and why people said what they said, and try to not take anything personally, and not even to myself, anything I've said to myself or thought to myself or didn't do or did do, and observing it as a conscientious observer of grace, with grace.
Ooh, the conscientious observer of grace. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
That is because when you're conscious, right? You're in the moment, right? Right now, you're conscious. You're feeling. You're seeing. You're not missing much, right? When you're observing, you're watching. No, that's not really an attack stance, right? Like you're reading. You're investigating the situation. So to be a conscientious, present observer, right, is such a powerful thing. And also in that, like when I'm in that situation where I'm trying to find my truth. the biggest thing for me as Nick Jackson, the speak love guy, right?
Right.
The biggest thing for me is to test it.
Oh.
So if this is what someone's saying, and I could take criticism because like I'm like, all right, let me test it and see if it's true, right? So my brother's a scientist, and that's all they do is they test things, right? They have a constant and they test to the constant, right?
Right.
And so like let's look at this and find proof. Like I've been called multiple different names and I've been given multiple different accolades, right? And I feel way more uncomfortable within the accolades. You know what I'm saying? And so
okay, hold on. No, I did a TikTok and nothing happened with it, but I was like, somebody had been like a troll in my comments, and I was like, I didn't. I think I might have deleted it, but I was like, oh, okay. So you want to say that like my mom said all these hateful things? You think that's gonna make me cry? No, say all these nice things, please. I will die. I will be like, oh my god, what nice compliment,
right? Isn't that
I'll be
crazy?
crying here. Yeah, exactly.
It's so.
I just had to tell you that.
No, that's good. I'm glad you said it because it's so easy for us to live in this negative, trying to prove ourselves from the negative, than living in the positive and enjoying ourselves in our positive. So if I could say anything to anyone that's struggling to find their truth, right? I challenge you to test it, right? And enjoy the things that are positive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I do that with when I help people clean. I'm like, let it sit there. Test the placement of that thing. Test the furniture in that location before you keep it there forever. It might not work for you in that space that you're in. And testing anytime your surroundings change, your mental environment, anything changes, you have to reassess and test the new setting. Test the new settings. Right?
Yes.
Mentally,
reassess and test. Listen, if anybody doesn't get anything else out of what we just talked about right now, okay. Maria Tangi, Nick Jackson, it doesn't matter, right? Reassess and test. And when you find yourself testing, make sure you enjoy the positive and see the negative as an opportunity, but reassess and test. Now, how do they get a hold of you, Maria Tangi?
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook, Maria Tangi, which is more private, but we got Instagram, Maria Tangi on Instagram, and Clubhouse, and on TikTok it's _tan_G. That's my TikTok account. I finally reached 1,000, so come on over and have fun with me.
So I challenge everybody, right, to check out Maria Tangi, see what she's doing. If you get an opportunity to allow her into your life, to help you test and reassess the things that are in your life, you will be blessed also. This is Nick Jackson. Thank you so much for watching our One Word Wednesday. Have a great day.